What's up, traders? So everybody's looking at the headlines for the US and Iran war, and they are absolutely panicking. And the media is selling you a narrative that the war might crash the stock market. But today I'm going to show you why exactly the geopolitical fears may be one of the best opportunities in 2026. And so instead of talking about opinions, we'll look at actual data that shows us how the market reacts to wars and other big events. And on top of that, I have a huge update when it comes to Sofi, and you will not want to miss this. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Rashad. I am a full-time options trader, and I bring in the bulk of my income via the stock market. But before we begin, do me a huge favor, hit that like button, and do remember that this is not financial advice, nor is it a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any equities or options contracts. All trading comes with risk, and results may vary. And of course, we'll start with a word from God that has to do with money, wealth building, or business. And today's word will come from Deuteronomy 28:12, and it says, "The Lord will open the heavens to bless all the work of your hands. You will lend to many nations, but you will borrow from none." And the easy to read version states, God blesses work and can move you into positions of strength. So once you put in the work, God can take you from the person who is in need to the person who others need. And that is a blessing within and of itself. And speaking of blessings, this is the part where I usually shout out members of the Trader Freedom community who are doing amazing and smashing their goals. However, since we just ended March, I'm going to give you guys an update on where I'm at for the year. And February was an amazing month for sure. And so we can see here, I did about 13.22% for the month of February. And we can see here, I really started to separate from the market around February 8th here, because with our strategies, and specifically our 0 DTE day trading strategies, whenever the market gets a bit more volatile, that's when we make even more money. And so we can see here that the S&P 500 finished the month down 0.76%, and then the NASDAQ finished down 3.33% for February. So I outpaced the market by a pretty large amount. And then as far as year to date, if I go ahead and select that, well, we can see here I'm up 22% year to date. So God is blessing me in extreme ways. And when it comes to my goal of making over $1 million this year in profits, I'm right there. I think at my current pace, I'd be around the 900K mark. So obviously there's some work to do. However, it's only February. And so we still have 10 long months for me to, up my average profit per day. But if I can keep that same pace that I had for February, then I will far surpass $1 million in profit. All right. But that is an update on how I'm doing thus far for 2026. And if you guys know anybody who is looking to trade your freedom as well, tell them about the community. The link is below in the description. You can come join me on this journey, see my actual trades, get access to the course, get access to an entire community of nearly 400 traders who all have the exact same goal. All right, so if that sounds interesting to you, the link is below in the description. But with that, let's get down to business. All right, first things first, looking at the CNN Fear and Greed Index, we are in the most fear that we have been in thus far in 2026. All right, we are well into the fear marker and not too far away from the extreme fear side. And obviously, it's no surprise this was brought on because of the US and Iran conflict that is now baked on top of the whole AI bubble, AI spending fear that we've been seeing over the last few weeks. But I certainly would not want this to shake you out of your positions. And I'm going to show you the actual data on why here in just a second. But if you go back and you look at any time in history where we were in fearful territory, that has always 100% of the time been a great time to buy. And oftentimes it does not take that long for the turnaround. If you don't believe me, let's take a look at the data. So take a look at this data tracking the S&P 500 after major geopolitical and historical shocks. So when war breaks out, the initial human reaction is to sell. And sure, the average return 1 month after these events is slightly minus by 0.9%. And that's typically always because of the knee-jerk reaction. But look at what happens when you remove the emotion and just look at the math. A full 12 months after these massive global shocks, the market is higher 65% of the time, pulling in a median return of 7.4%. All right, and so if we look at some of these specific dates, look at recent conflicts in the Middle East. When a U.S. airstrike killed the Iranian general back in January of 2020, people thought World War III was starting. Instead, 12 months later, the market was up 14.4%. All right, when Hamas attacked Israel in October of 2023, the S&P didn't crash. Over the next year, it ripped a massive 33.5% higher. When Iran attacked Israel in April 2024, the market was up 13.5% just 6 months later. And look at the closest comparisons to today. When the US bombed nuclear facilities in Iran just in June, the market didn't even blink. 1 month later, it was up 5.7%. 3 months later, up 11.7%. 6 months later, up 13.5%. All right, and so the data proves all of this. Betting against the US stock market during a geopolitical crisis is historically a losing trade. The algorithms and the smart money use the retail fear to buy up world-class companies at huge, steep discounts. And if we look at all the averages of all of these different events going all the way back to 1940, we can see that yes, on average, the market is down slightly 1 month later. However, 3 months later, it's always green. 6 months later, it's green. And 12 months later, it's green. All right. And so look at this as a massive opportunity to get in at much better prices. Volatility is not a crash, it's a clearance sale. And right now, this macro fear is pulling down specific, fundamentally strong companies that have massive upside, which kind of brings me to my next point, which is about Sofi. Now, Sofi was actually up 1.2% today. One of the only companies that was up, as the market had obviously a pretty huge sell-off today. Now, we'll get into the reasons of that in just 1 second. However, looking at Sofi, obviously it had its big run up to 32 bucks and peaked in November. And since then, it's pretty much been in a downtrend, kind of selling off with the rest of the market, but a little bit more aggressively. Now, we just heard their earnings a few weeks ago and they did amazingly well. The company is doing strong. It is fundamentally growing at extreme paces. And the CEO has already said that he believes that the company will continue to grow for the rest of the year at more than a 30% pace when it comes to earnings per share. And so here's my thoughts on this. If you were one of the people that loved Sofi back here, then you should absolutely love it down here. And if that's not the case, I want to know why you're afraid of a sell. Because if you liked it up here, but you don't like it down here, then maybe you never actually liked the company to begin with. You just like the fact that the stock price was going up. And in that case, there's going to be a point where you don't like any company in the world. But smart investors will likely be seeing this as an opportunity to buy an amazing company at an amazing price. And so for me personally, I have about an average cost basis of $20 in Sofi. So I'm down ever so slightly. However, I've been selling covered calls on it. And so when we factor that premium in, I'm probably near the break even mark. But I just recently sold more puts, hoping to acquire some more shares at these lower prices. If it were to drop, I will begin getting more and more aggressive as we speak. And just yesterday, the CEO of the company, Anthony Noto, gave us an even bigger reason to be bullish on this company. Now, during a recent interview, the interviewer asked why Anthony Noto has not purchased more shares. And Anthony Noto, the CEO, said, because I'm in a blackout period, I can't purchase shares. However, if I could, I would have purchased shares like last week. This man is a man of his word because his blackout period just ended at the end of February. And what happened on March 2nd, the first date that he was able to do so, he purchased 56,000 shares at a total transaction price of $1 million. All right, $1,001,515. And he now has a total of 11.6 million shares in Sofi. And so here's a few things about that. One, insiders sell for multiple reasons. They may sell because they're trying to free up money to buy a house, for vacations, to buy a yacht, to pay for their kids' education. There could be several reasons why a person sells. However, when a person buys, it is for one single goal, is that they believe that they will make money from that transaction. All right, it's no different than you and I. We would only buy shares of a stock if we believed that it was going up. Well, the difference with an insider is, and especially when it's the CEO, is he has a pretty large control over the company that he is purchasing shares of. And so whenever the head man in charge purchases shares, that is always something to pay attention to, because he's essentially saying, hey, market, you guys are idiots for selling off these shares. It is a screaming deal and I'm going to take advantage. And $1 million is a pretty decent size addition to his portfolio. I looked up on gurufocus.com on Anthony Noto's actual net worth, and it says he's worth about $282 million. All right. And of that 215 million of that comes from his shares of Sofi. And so he has pretty large skin in the game. And that's exactly what you want as an investor. And so although, yes, obviously he's a wealthy man at 282 million, but a $1 million purchase is still a pretty decent amount. All right, he's not like Jamie Dimon over here, who is worth 1.9 billion. And so a $1 million transaction is a pretty substantial amount. But here's another thing. When Anthony Noto purchases, he usually doesn't just purchase one time. So look at these transactions down here. November 9th, then November 21st, then May 3rd, then May 23rd, then May 24th. then June 14th. All right, so typically when he buys multiple times. Now, some of these buys may be from him receiving stock options from the company. However, again, it's still tying up more and more of his net worth into SoFi stock. And if that wasn't enough, we also have two other insiders who recently purchased shares as well. So this Robert Levette, he purchased shares on February 6th and purchased about $105,000 worth of shares. And then Eric Schopenhauer, I hope I'm not mispronouncing his name, but he also purchased almost $100,000 worth of shares just the day before, it's February 5th. And so what do these three higher ups in this company know that made them so confident in purchasing such large amount of shares all at once? Well, only time will tell. Again, I am still very, very bullish on SoFi, and I do see bright things happening as the company continues to grow. All right, but let me know down in the comments below how you are using this opportunity with the Iran and US war, and also what do you think of SoFi now? But that is it for this video. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace!